Hi everybody. So I guess I should start with a Happy New Year because that's coming up in a couple days. Um, and I hope everyone's holidays were good. For those of us who are still trying and have been trying for a while, I hope the holidays weren't too sad for you. I mean, I can't say the same for me because, Christmas holds well, the Christmas season holds a different meaning for me. Maybe not a different meaning, but maybe there's a little bit on top of that for me because, well, my first official pregnancy was last December and I miscarried last Christmas. So it was a little more than, what previous Christmases were like. But this time around, it sad, but not too bad. I mean, I held it together at Christmas dinner, and I wasn't too emotional, a little bit, but not. I wasn't like sobbing in a corner, which is in my head going into this. This is what I thought was gonna happen. I thought I was gonna be sobbing in a corner because there's a new baby in the family and brand new parents. So that's pretty much where I thought I was going to be, but I made it. I made it through. So New Year's is on the way, and my visit here to you guys is to just sort of give you a bit of an update of what early December looked like for me. I didn't want to come on here and give you that news yet because, well, of course, the Christmas season is busy for just about everybody, but I was also dealing with my own ish and dealing with the news that I got because last I was here, I told you guys I was going to try to get an appointment with my doctor and possibly the embryologist. I don't know if I said the embryologist, but I wanted to also get a meeting with the embryologist. But so far, I was able to get a meeting with my doctor. So right now, the center is closed for the Christmas break. So hopefully in the new year, I'll be able to schedule something. I also would like to go back and see my doctor. But for right now, I mean, the embryologist would be the next best thing. So basically what I'm here to tell you is, in a nutshell, the reason for all of my bad embryos, there's really no foolproof reason. Apparently, the way this all works is, and maybe some of you already know this, but this part I didn't know. I was actually a little bit wondering, if it's because of my age. Maybe I'm too old now to have kids. But apparently that's not the issue. It's mostly as you get older, you have a higher chance of having bad eggs. So every woman will come across an egg or two that will sort of, if it fertilizes, that might end up, being multiplying, like the cells will divide differently. As far as we know, it's not my husband because they haven't actually taken an actual, down to the cellular level look at his sperm cells. So they can't say it was anything that he has or could fix, but they do know that that's what happens with women. The older you get, the higher your chances are of producing eggs that are not viable. So it's not a matter of me not being able to ever have kids. It's a matter of producing the egg that will multiply once fertilized correctly. Because much my issue was with my embryos that were biopsied and PGS tested, they were just the cells multiplied incorrectly. So I have a breakdown for you. I was able to get the PGS results, so I can tell you exactly what each embryo had. And I kind of feel very shitty because I really feel like I can't have kids. I really do. Like, even after, sorry, something's on my eyelash. even after I spoke with a doctor and he gave me this sort of breakdown and we talked about it, I still kind of feel like I can't have healthy kids. It really just, because once I got home and I broke down each one of these trisomies or whatever, I'm like, God, like, how does this happen to women? You know, how do, but anyways, so remember I had 4 eggs. At this point, God is so good to me because I don't remember a lot of the absolute breakdowns. Like, I think it was 16 eggs, just to recap, 16 eggs all total. 8 were mature. Yeah, I think it's coming back to me now. 8 matured and 5 fertilized. So, and of the 5, 4 made it to day 5. Yeah, day 5. And those were the ones that were sorry, of the 5, 4 made it to day 5. Is that what I just said? Anyway, so that's what was biopsied and sent off, and this is the breakdown of each aneuploid or aneuploidy embryo. So a 1 had, I forget how he explained the chromosome results, but the first one had 48, which breaks down to 14 plus 19. Anyways, let's forget that part because I don't remember how that breaks down exactly. But the first one had trisomy 14 and trisomy 19, which he said was just like a bad combination. When I researched it, it was basically it wasn't going to do well. Like it would have died. It would have miscarried. Pretty much by the time I would have been able to take a pregnancy test. So that one was just an absolute bad combo. The second one was the unemployed trisomy 21, which is Down syndrome. The third one, again unemployed, which was trisomy 18, which from research, it's basically I would have miscarried in the second or third or second or third trimester, or it would have happened that the baby would have passed in birth, or right after birth, or in the first few years of their lives, because apparently there are a whole multitude of issues that happen, but one of them is apparently they could possibly have issues with their lungs, and that sort of impacts their development, their growth, and their health and all that kind of thing. But actually doing research, I actually found one senator in the US whose daughter has trisomy 18, and she has like issues with her lungs, and the great thing is the mom is a nurse, so she's able to deal with all of that. He's a senator, so they have, well, I'm assuming, I mean I shouldn't assume, but I think like a senator would be in a position to be able to provide the kind of care that the child would need. I don't know that I would have been able to, but it's just like the pain of like carrying a child right on to like second trimester and then losing your child, or third trimester, or giving birth to a child and then, or maybe even giving birth to a child and then bonding and watching your child grow and then having your child pass in the first few years of their lives. It's kind of just like memories, yes, great memories to have and to feel and to bond with the child, but then to then give that child back to God, like that's like, I don't know if it's better to have had a child and lost a child. Oh, there's that saying, isn't it? Is it better to have loved and lost, or to have never loved at all? That's how it goes, right? I believe. So there's that. So I don't know. I can't really pick one. at this point, but I know it would have been gut-wrenching to finally get pregnant and test pregnant and have, you know, ultrasounds and buy clothes and prep a nursery and going through all of those things and celebrate with friends and family, finally thank you God, and then have your child taken away from you. I don't know which would be best, you know, which one I would prefer at this point. But anyways, so that was the third embryo, and the fourth one had monosomy 16 and trisomy X. So I didn't, by the time I got to this point, I was just so beyond like heartbroken for myself, for my husband, and for my kids. my M babies, or how do you call them? My snow babies is another term used. I didn't want to research too much anymore. I don't even know what what monosomy 16 is. But I did research trisomy X, and apparently it's just like, is it physical and mental disabilities. Mental disabilities in that, like, the child might have like speech delays or like learning issues. I just said that. But like, I found a girl on YouTube who also has trisomy X, and she's apparently off to college. So it's just that they're going to need a little extra help. I don't know, like I said, I don't know what monosomy 16 is. By that point, I was just like, can't. So I don't know what that would have, you know, imparted onto the possible child. If it would have still ended up being like a pregnancy, a birthing, or if I would have lost the baby at some point, you know? But that one, the trisomy X, that last one, we know it's a girl. In Canada, they don't do genetic testing for gender or sex or whatever. So they don't. But in this situation, I was able to find out because trisomy X can apparently, only girls get that. So I know that's my baby girl. Oh, and I've been dreaming about a girl. I swear to you, I don't go like sitting, I don't sit and like daydream. Although very much so, I'll admit I'm a daydreamer. I'm the type of person who will, I'm a Cancer. I don't know if I've ever said that about myself, but I'm a Cancer, June 27th. So I'm a daydreamer. I like to sit and like imagine, you know, a life for myself and like pop in little tidbits and like make it like a full-on story. Like, and I will actually fully enjoy that, you know, that little dream. But I never do it about a child. All the only, as far as I've gotten, is like picking names, like boys' names, girls' names. That's it. I don't sit and dream about, oh, what my daughter will look like or my son would look like or what I'd like them to do in their lives, and I don't do that. I mean, my husband and I might have conversations about it, like planning, like, okay, what sports would you like them to take and that sort of thing, but nothing intense, you know, like I can do, you know. To be honest, am I the only person who dreams about a life where you've won the lottery and how you surprise and, like, you know, paid forward, you know, and gift your friends and your family? Am I the only one who does that? Like, I've done that like many times. I fell asleep, actually fell asleep to these little dreams. So yeah, so I don't know what to do at this point. Basically, like, my husband and I have changed our diets. We're doing a lot of things, mostly not even really as like trying to plan for possibly getting pregnant again, just because like he works out and everything, and like he learns, well, he's continually learning about, like, what we put in our bodies and what happens with the food we eat and the meat and vegetables and that kind of stuff. So we've sort of like, even our water we've changed. Like, we've done a lot of these things I hope will contribute at some point to us getting pregnant. But at this point, we're just doing it for health reasons, not so much for fertility, diet wise. For me, just in case we happen to do IVF again, I don't know if I'll be able to convince him into that, because that'll be us dipping into our like house fund this time, because it won't be funded again. We would have I've been taking PQQ. I don't know if you ladies, sorry about that. I'm using my hands to hold my phone, so I know someone has already mentioned before that I need to be a little careful about that, but I'm holding my phone in my hands, so I get a little tired. So, excuse that. And I'm sort of propping my arm in a pillow because, I'm this cozy sweater and an undershirt because we're going to get ready to go outside later. And well, in a little bit, he's in the shower now, and it's just freezing cold outside, so I'm like layered. But anyways, I've started taking PQQ, which apparently you have to take alongside ubiquinol or CoQ10, which I was already taking. So I'm taking that. I've added, what's it called? Black seed oil, which is really great for men. So my husband's also taking it. So it's supposed to help with sperm quality. Not that he has an issue there. Motility and all that kind of stuff. But, I figured if we can give him a good old punch and give me an extra punch, why not? He's also taking PQQ and CoQ10. And also, there's this other herb called, not a herb, it's a resin called shilajit. So I take that too. And if you know anything about it, it's possible that it can be laden with like heavy metals and so on, but I've found like a very good source for it. It's very clean, and I've tested it myself. So I'm taking a very good product. So those are the little things. And like I said, we've cleaned up our diet a little bit because my husband, not a little bit, quite a bit, because my husband is just a lot more conscious now of like what we put in our bodies and where we source our food from and our meat. So we're taking a lot less meat in and all that kind of stuff. And he's toying with the idea of veganism and that kind of thing, but like nothing, insane. But anyways, that's where we are. I'm trying to get an appointment with the embryologist and possibly another appointment with my doctor for January, and then I'll come back and let you guys know what happens then, because I'm kind of am scared. I'm scared to do IVF again and have it turn out like this again, and I'm scared that if I do IVF again and it turns out like this, then I'm gonna like hate myself the rest of my life, like, because I'll continually think like it's me and what it is, what I'm doing and what I'm not doing. And I don't know, it's that all that sort of, not self-blame, but like it's like your body's broken, like just like it's just not working the way it works for everybody else. And like I found out, like, a friend of mine from school, like, just on Facebook, just like, God, I deactivated Facebook and I reactivated it again. But then I was on Facebook and I found out a friend of mine who's older than me just had a baby in like late October, early November. She said she wasn't very specific about the date. Like, she just put a post on her feed, on her wall, popped up on my feed naturally. So she's older than me and she had a baby. And so what why why am I over here like this? Like, my mom's like fully confident, like it's gonna happen for you. My sister just gave birth and I'm so happy for her. Poor thing, like, went through like almost 24 hours of labor with her second, and this is her second, and ended up having a C-section. So she's in hospital right now. And so, like, what's going on with me? There's no one in my family who's had issues getting pregnant. Everybody has been able to get pregnant. Like, there's no issues on his end of the family. Everybody's getting pregnant. Well, there have been miscarriages, but like everyone's getting pregnant. Everyone's having their children. Like, why am I being denied this? Like, what was it? What am I being like punished for? Like, I'm a good person. I don't go around like doing mean, evil things to people. I give and I paid forward and I'm considerate and I'm kind and I'm good with kids. God, am I good with kids? So is this going to be my life? Like, pretty much, oh, be good and take care of everybody else's kids and show them love and take care of them, because this is your fate. This is where you get to see motherhood from. Indirectly, you get to watch and hug and kiss everybody else's kids. Never kiss your own. Like, is this my life, you know? Everyone says you're so good with kids. You're so great. Like, how do kids bond with you so quickly? How do kids love you so much? Like, what are you doing? How do you understand them so well? I don't know. It's just a gift, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But why can't I use the same gift to raise my own child? Why can't I get to hold my own child? Why am I getting to watch everybody else walk around the neighborhood with like a belly and a stroller, or, you know, walking into centers with their new babies and celebrating, oh, the baby came, and then you have to, try so hard to like push down your own sadness and your jealousy while congratulating a new mom, or a mom times 2 or 3, or a mom with twins. God, there's a woman pregnant with 2. Oh God, I don't want to cry in this video anymore. What did I do to deserve this? I mean, I don't do drugs, I don't drink. I take care of myself. I mean, I'm not the best vegetable eater. I mean, you'll have to excuse me there. I'm trying. But, I mean, I didn't do anything to, like, damage my body. Nothing. So, why? I mean, I have never had an STD in my life. So my organs are in perfect shape. They are. Confirmed. Time and time again. Oh, your ovaries look great. Your uterus looks great. Your cervix is great. But sorry, no babies. I can't anymore. Oh God. It's just too much sometimes. But anyways, my God, 23 minutes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I let this run so long. But I'm gonna say goodbye now. I'm gonna finish up my crying before my husband comes into the bedroom and asks me why I'm crying. And starts to worry. So I'm gonna say Happy New Year and continued success and strength and love to everyone continuing to try, and congratulations to all the moms who have made it past this point. Either you're pregnant, or you've just found out you're pregnant, or you're well into your pregnancy, or you've had your baby and you're celebrating your family. Congratulations. And throw a little bit of that luck over this way because I will take all I can get. Like, all I can get. Alright. Bye, baby. Bye, babe. Oh, God, he's coming. I just heard him come out of the bathroom, and I'm like, oh, God, he's coming, and I said, baby. Sorry. Anyways. Bye, everyone.